you for that wonderful handoff, son. Now, we are going to have experience. First, we're going to say the name. Patrick Dells. Patrick Dells. I just heard the name for the first time today. Many of you are hearing it for the first time right now, but I guarantee you it's going to be a name that's going to be engraved in your consciousness whenever you're considering holistic health, addressing any kind of ailments in your own body, but more importantly in the body of your family members and your community. We have another name to add to the list of great healers like the Dr. Sabi, like Queen of Four, like Liala Africa. This good brother has spent his life researching and finding out information to bring back to us as a people. So we're going to be dealing with prostate issues. We're going to be dealing with issues of fibroids. And most of you know there's an epidemic among men related to erectile dysfunction. We're going to hear about all of the healthy treatments that would go a long way into remedying some of those ailments. So, good brother, how would you like to start the introduction to the conscious community for Black News 102?
Yes, all I have to do is say first give thanks and praises to the Most High. Yes. Who give us sustenance every day, you know? Yeah, so we say we're all giving the praises and all the glory, you know, goes to him.
Ashe.
Yeah. My journey has been long and tough because I was very sick, you know. I had a stroke at 32 years old.
What?
Yeah. All this was gone. Left side was gone. Had epilepsy. Yeah, man. Had migraines. And in the early times of coming into the U.S., I was suffering from all these conditions because my mom had high blood pressure and died from having 2 strokes.
Oh, my goodness.
See what I'm saying? So, smoking weed, you know what I mean? Never was a drinker, but smoking weed, hanging around crowd, never, all has been very spiritual, but never really put it into practice. You know, we all say we know God, you know.
Right. We all claim to, yes.
We all claim to know God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then one day, got a stroke, man. Changed my whole life.
So upon having that stroke, you immediately started seeking, like, one, what's happening? What can I do to regain what I may have lost? So was that your initiation down the path of health and healing?
Yeah, that's was part of it because in the beginning I had epilepsy. I used to take an old drug called Epilem. That's an old drug for epilepsy. Now they have Tegretol and they have Dilantin now. And I used to be taking the drug for years since I was a teenager. When I got here, I had a friend who was a Muslim brother, and he was into health and stuff. And he took me to a Chinese doctor. And the Chinese doctor made me understand that these conditions can be repaired. Because in the medical system they have, and everyone will use the word shit stem, but that's what I call them. Wonderful.
Use the word,
wonderful.
yes.
In the medical shit stem, they all tell us that there's no cure
Right.
for lots of ailments. So I had a notion in my head was there's no cure for epilepsy. But the Chinese man said to me, there is a cure.
Interesting.
He said, show me what the cure is. He said, you are the cure. Because at the end of the day, I learned that the body heals itself.
Yes, very true.
You see what I'm saying? If the body is deficient in certain things, the body will give us a symptom. See? And my symptom in my brain was the vaccine that these devils put in our children.
Interesting.
It depleted lots of minerals from the hippocampus of my brain and caused my brain to malfunction because the vaccine is full of
toxins
right, and heavy metals.
Yes,
see?
yes.
And then after the brother drained my whole system, gave me a heavy metal cleanse, and I never had an attack after that. Now I'm 62 years old, man.
Whoa, how long did that process take? That was it several days? Did you have to fast? How did you prepare yourself?
I had to change my diet completely. That's why I'm always teaching people about diet. Because that is the key. You say eat flesh no more.
Because if you eat death, how can you expect your body to give you life? So you're a full vegan. You don't eat dairy products also. And we were doing our research. So your meals and your juicing, you have a regimen that is just on top. It gives the body all of the blood, the circulation. You put the ginger in, you put the red peppers. So all of these things have a specific purpose. And where did the knowledge from each one of these different herbs and different vegetables and fruits come to you?
Well, if you go back to the scriptures again, the Most High gave us a diet in the beginning. And the diet he gave us was green leafy things shall be for your meat. That's why I always tell people that chicken and fish is not meat, they're flesh. So he said nuts and seeds and fruits and all the leaves of the trees, they shall be for your meat, because he knows that in the beginning he gave us an alkaline diet.
Yes.
That's what Dr. Sebi teach too,
Yes.
the alkaline diet. So in the beginning he gave us a water diet, but the water diet he gave us was an alkaline diet. Because the body is 80% water.
Yes.
The Most High knows everything, eh?
True.
Reality,
True that.
Trust me, he's all knower. See? So he knew for a fact how the body functioned. So he gave us a diet of water and alkaline foods to eat. And if we stick on that, we stayed on that particular diet, we wouldn't get sick. That's why he created us perfect, to live forever, you know. So he gave us a system in the beginning to protect us and also to heal us if anything happened that's negative.
Yes.
Once we fell off the wagon. So I practice that kind of principle.
Until it brought the benefits to you.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of people are tuning in right now. And as we mentioned, we're going to deal with fibroids. We're going to deal with the prostate in men. We're going to deal with erectile dysfunction. I guarantee you, if there is 1,000 women listening right now, 750 have experienced some kind of negative encounter with fibroids.
Our sisters are.
If you can address our queens first, and if your queen is not listening right now, call her or record this for her, because our brother Patrick is getting ready to go in on information related to how you can naturally rid yourself of this ailment of fibroids.
Well, you know, fibroids affect more of the African women, not in Africa,
Here.
but the African women over here in the West. Because in Africa, you hardly find sisters over there have fibroids. And Dr. Sebi said something that's very important. He said you can't feed a polar bear what you feed an elephant.
Exactly.
So usually, you know, from slavery, we've been taught to eat European foods. And that is a negative towards our women also, yeah? So you look at the fibroids are just growth of muscles and tissues and blood. That's what it is.
Yes.
Muscle, tissues, blood. But they're formed because of a woman not knowing how to take care of her uterus. See? Because the most women that have fibroids is our black sisters.
Yeah,
It's the abundant in them. And the most men that have prostate troubles is black men also. Because the food chain is different.
Yes.
Don't forget that now, right? So when a woman have a growth, of especially fibroids, some women have ovarian cysts.
Yes.
Some women have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. Now, the reproductive system in a man and a woman is supposed to be in balance. Like the stars on the moon and the sun is in balance. They can't move, they can't shift. They shift, you're going to have troubles. That's what the Most High created everything in balance.
In balance, yes.
Once something goes off balance, you have a problem. So the woman's system goes off balance because she starts eating lots of foods that was not created by the Most High. That is full of pesticide and herbicide
and hormones.
But not the hormones that the Most High put in the woman, you know.
Right, very true, yes.
Right, so remember that if you look at here, this is the earth, right? The brother could push the camera a little bit down here.
Yeah.
That's the earth right here.
Yes.
Now right over here correspond to a woman's uterus, and right over here correspond to the man's prostate gland.
Right.
Yeah?
The sigmoid colon.
No, this is not. The sigmoid is over here.
Okay.
The sigmoid is over here. Sorry.
Right.
Okay. The anus and the rectum correspond over here. Correspond to the woman's uterus, and over here correspond to the man's prostate.
Yes.
That's why when the doctor pushes his hand in your rectum, he feeds your prostate there. Now, what happens to the woman is this organ, which we call the earth. This is the earth, and this is the earth, and all the other organs are children of the earth.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'm saying, go into detail in a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you contaminate the earth that you're living in, you have problems, right?
Yes.
So if your farmers plant food in your soil or the earth that have chemicals, you eat the food that happened to you.
You take in the chemicals.
There you go.
Ingest the poison.
That's what I'm saying. So if the woman eat lots of food that have lots of chemicals, and she pollute the earth, and this part of her colon, the last bowel that is, correspond to her uterus, and she have it being contaminated with waste, or what we call waste matter, everything flows back into the bloodstream because this is the earth.
Yes.
You follow?
Yes, so it backs up.
Yeah, because all the organs and the glands depend on over here. So the over here is a hepatic flexure. It's correspond to your liver, your gallbladder, and your heart.
Right.
Over here, the transverse colon correspond to your lungs and your trachea. Over here is called the splendic flexure, correspond to your stomach. Down here is called the descending colon, correspond to your testicles and your kidney. Yeah?
Yes.
And over here is the ascending colon, correspond to the breast and the glands.
Right. Right.
The thyroid glands. So there is a correlation or connection between the earth and the other organs. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, if a woman start eating the foods that have synthetic hormones, I use the word synthetic, not real hormones,
Right.
her liver can never ever break down these hormones into estriol,
So what happens
which
to
is the
them?
least effective estrogen.
Ah.
It's not natural estrogen now. Because the natural estrogen that God put in us, men and women, because men have it too now.
Yes.
Once it get into the liver breaks it down into estriol from estrone, and the liver excretes it into this organ here. If it's man-made,
Right.
the liver can't do that.
So it just builds
So it
up.
builds up in the system, and then the woman's reproductive system suffers, and she starts getting growths. Fibroids, ovarian cysts, PCOS, blockage of the tubes, breast cancer, uterine cancer,
All the
ovarian
domino
cancer.
effect from this
Yes, my brother.
congestion.
Yes, my brother.
Okay, we're going to bring it all home. You're in your fabulous establishment here in Brooklyn. A sister walks into your place. First time seeing her, she said, brother, I've had a history of fibroids. Let's say they're various size, lemon size up to an orange size in different places around her uterus. Let's say she's in her mid-30s. Corporate sister working, trying to keep it together, no children yet. She's being told surgery is the only option. We might have to do this. We might have to do that. What are some of the first pieces of advice you give to her to get her on the track, get her on track to healing?
Well, the first thing she have to do for me is bring me an ultrasound.
Okay.
And that ultrasound will give you a picture of the uterus. And it will give you a number or size of the fibroids, because we go by size.
Yes, okay.
So you're looking at 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters, 5
Yes.
centimeters, right? Some women have fibroids of 15 centimeters.
Yeah, I've heard.
Like
yes.
a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we have to get the cutter man involved. The cutter man is
Initially,
the surgeon
yeah.
man.
So you will condone initially.
If
maybe.
there is no other choice,
Okay.
surgery should be your last choice.
The last option.
Yeah. If there is big fibroids, it's very difficult. A woman is leading on a woman's bladder. It's difficult for her to shrink it in, say, a month or 2. Takes time. So we either do give a product that we give to cancer patients to shrink tumors. If the fibroids are big, it's called vascustatin. That's what we use. If the fibroids are more than 6 centimeters.
Vascustatin.
Statin, yeah,
Okay.
or angioblock. That's what we use. If the fibroids are big.
Okay.
The problem with that product is it's just expensive and it don't last long.
Okay.
So women don't like that option.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If the fibroids are small, let's say 3 to 6 centimeters, then we go and we use what we call uterine tonics, herbs that help with what we call uterine circulation.
Interesting.
Because if you have stagnation of anything, you're going to have a growth.
Yes.
Follow me, yeah?
A blockage, then a growth, yes.
You must have that if it's not moving. See? If there is stagnation, we increase uterine circulation in the uterus.
Yes.
And things start to move. Once things start moving, things start melting.
Yes, very, very true. So circulation is critical. So she's on board. She's ready to start your program. Circulation is the key. You give her products. What else do you suggest? Or what other modifications nutritionally? Do you ask her about how much rest she's getting? What are the other things she has to have in place after you've gotten her the necessary products?
Well, diet is the key in everything, you know. You know what I'm saying? 80% of cancers is from the diet.
From the diet.
Yeah. 20% from the environment. So once a woman come to me and we, first question, you drink coffee? No. Soft drinks? No. Fried foods? No. Water? No.
That's a bad no. They got to get some water in the body.
Have to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
But with habits, how is it?
Right. How
I go 3 days a week. You crazy.
That's bad. Yeah.
Because once we know that the woman is constipated, we know for a fact that we have estrogen coming back into the portal vessel, back into the liver. We call it recycling estrogen. And the fibroids feed on that. So she can't be constipated.
Yes.
So we have to fix that.
Okay.
Because if we don't fix the constipation, we don't fix the fibroids.
Right. Very true. Very true.
So all these questions are asked to her. What kind of foods do you eat? What kind of water do you drink? In the shower, you taking a shower, you have to look at the chlorine in the water, especially if the water is hot.
Right. Very true.
Because chlorine is also bad for fibroids. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yes.
So if you have a shower, the waters have a lot of chlorine, we ask the woman to get a shower filter to filter the chlorine. So the chlorine will get into her pores because fibroids feed on chlorine too.
So you connect on all the different things
Yes,
that could
sir.
be harmful and making sure she's on
Yes,
the right
sir.
track.
Yes, sir.
Very helpful tips. We're going to shift a little to now that male patient.
Well, let's follow up with the meal for now.
Okay.
Plastics, plastic bowls, plastic cups. Women should leave them alone. Women should never put a plastic bowl in a microwave oven
Right. Exactly.
because they have xenohormones. Xenohormones seep into the foods from the plastic, and the woman's fibroids grow from that too.
Interesting.
Cheese, milk,
All dairy.
eggs, eliminated. And she should never have food sitting in the earth.
Sitting in the earth. Explain.
She should never have food sitting in the earth in her digestive system.
All right. And that's meaning longer than the natural cycle.
Don't go to bed with
get it
food in your
eliminated.
belly.
Interesting. Go to bed on an empty stomach.
Yes, so you go, brother. Because the body heals itself at night when you sleep. And
Right.
that's why God created sleep.
Yes.
You don't
And
sleep when you're
even
around.
from our research on you, you cut your meals off at 5 p.m.
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock?
Yeah, my brother.
Whoa, nothing solid, liquid, nothing goes into
I eat
your
once a
system.
day.
Excellent, once a day.
Yes, my brother.
And the first consumption you make, or liquid or solid, what do you have first thing? Or what is that meal?
In the morning, herb teas.
Herb tea.
Yes, sir.
Now, some people, like I've always suggested and taught water, just lemon water.
Well, I do lemon water, yes, with a pinch of cayenne pepper, and I will put some
Excellent.
ginger there.
Very good.
And I will have that with a pinch of sea salt to move the debris from the earth.
Right.
That's what it does.
Right.
That's the purpose of that in the morning. To move debris from the night before, from the earth. Okay, you must clean the earth to prepare the earth for the foods.
Yes. It's like tilling the soil.
Yes.
Now, any other points for the sisters before we shift to some of the men?
Like I said, as I said before, the sisters have to learn to look at the food that they're eating.
Look
You know
at
what I
the
mean?
foods, yes.
If the sisters go on the alkaline diet, pure vegetable diet, 80% vegetables, 20% legumes and peas and beans, her fibers shrink in 3 months.
Hold up, say that again.
Okay, repeat
I
that.
want him to say
Repeat that again.
I'm saying the sister goes on an alkaline diet, eating good foods, nuts, seeds, vegetables. Her fibroid and using herbs that deal with uterine circulation, because we have herbs that deal with uterine circulation. We have anti-tumor plants that shrink things.
Yes.
3 months, fibroid disappears.
Right, and I believe we were talking about the 3 to 6 centimeter size.
Yes.
That's the realm
3
that could.
to 6 centimeters.
Right, larger. Like
Yes.
you said earlier, you may
Yes.
have to consider surgery if
Yes,
it's larger.
if it's larger than that.
Yes, and
Yes.
it's some kind of obtuse blockage. But 3 to 6 is
Months.
within the range that diet
Yes.
and proper irrigation
Yes,
and
sir.
circulation
Yes.
can solve.
Yes, sir.
All right,
We
sisters, I
shrink it
hope.
in 3 months all the time.
Oh, you're hearing this? The healing is within us with practitioners like this brother here. If you have been told you only have one option, you may want to reach out to this brother. His contact information will be given as we progress, but you might as well give it now for those who have a pen and paper ready.
The number is in Grenada is 473-416-2310, and my Facebook page is Patrick Delves. My YouTube channel is Master Herbalist Patrick Delves, and my email is naturalhealingofthebody75@gmail.com.
Excellent. And again, those things will be listed. We're getting ready to shift to men. Now, unfortunately, the whole health industry is pretty much catered towards men. It's a male-dominated society, so men's ailments always get the most attention. And so now we got a whole bunch of men, the baby boomers, hitting that 50 plus, and they're discovering their bodies aren't responsive or as responsive as they were. And all the products that have flooded the market Viagra and the like. What are some of the natural remedies to help a man restore his stamina, his vitality, even his libido? How would you take, again, a young man in his mid-30s, corporate America again, and he's, hey, my body ain't doing what it should. How would you advise him?
We don't promote Viagra, man.
Okay, good. Thank you. But what is the natural version?
The natural version.
Yeah, exactly. The natural version of what people are commercially seeking.
But I'm saying to you, though, it's not only us older men that have the problem.
True. Oh,
You have some 27-year-olds come to me and have the same problem too.
Unfortunately, very true. Very true. Very true. Okay, so for men of any age,
Right.
what
Let's
is
say from over 21.
over 21? Okay.
Because all the 22 brothers have the same problem too. Now remember that a woman have a vagina that could expand. And remember that we can't kill it. It kills us eventually.
I give it a working over though, Nubby. So. Cut that out. We're gonna have to cut that part out. Okay, yeah, we can't kill it. I was just
No, we know it's a reality.
Yes.
I'm just talking facts.
yes, true.
Because a lot of men feel that they could go in and do that and
Right.
and they feel that it's all good, but we're harming ourselves. Because
Exactly.
let me give an example. When each one of us here, the five brothers in the room here, when we were 18, 19, 20, 21, we could have sex 3 times per night. That's a fact.
With no difficulty.
No problems. As we ejaculate, we come back up again.
Ready to go.
How come we can't do that at the age 40 and 45 and 50 years old?
Good
What
question.
happens? What happens between the age of 21, 19 and 21 to 40 and 45? See? Because at 19, 21 to 30, we used to make sperm every day. So between the age of 16 and 30, you make sperm every day. So if you're having sex now and you have an ejaculation, you could rise again. In 5 minutes, you're up again. You cannot do that at 40 or 35 years old because no, you don't produce sperm every day, no more. You produce sperm every 3 days. And that is what men have to learn.
This cycle.
Yeah. Men have to learn at age 30, we don't produce sperm every day. So we can't have sex Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because we're going to kill the prostate gland. We're going to kill the testicles. And we're going to kill the reproductive system. Because too much of nothing is no good for you.
Right. Okay.
So that's what we're teaching men today. Don't try to kill nothing.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Now, once you pass the age of 30, either you start to have troubles in the arteries from the foods you ate before, all them fried foods and them greasy foods and them barbecues and all the starches
Yes.
that clogs up the earth. It starts clogging up the artery, the arterial walls, and cause the blood to flow very slow. Because if you look at your blood stream moving, you're going to get dizzy because you can't look at it. It moves so quick. And that's the way it's supposed to move all the time. From infancy to till you die. But at a certain age, when we get older, from the past way of eating, these particles, or these what we call toxins, or these acids, start damaging the arterial walls and cause the blood to slow up. So your heart, which is very significant in your penis health, and your kidney, which is also significant in your penis health because it spit water.
Right. Exactly.
And your liver, which is wood, which is significant in your penis health, and you have sex organs in your stomach. Now, if they don't work well, you're going to have trouble with impotence or ED.
Right. 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 Now I've heard it said that the penis, the male female organ, the male organ is a good measurer of other things going on in different parts of the body. So you don't just think of an issue related to penis function. That usually gives you an indication that you have circulation issues in other parts of your body, as you are mentioning. So. With a man coming to grips with this, as with the fibroids, is it diet immediately? What are the first things you put him on? And what are the first changes you suggest?
Well, we look at the circulatory system.
Exactly.
We look at the age of the person. Look at the diet again. Now, this is your penis here, right?
Yes.
This is it have a valve right in front of the penis called the talia valve. And that valve is supposed to close once you have blood in the penis because blood flow is everything.
Right.
Now, when the blood gets into the penis, they have the pineal artery. Right? Right there, it keeps the blood in the penis. If the valve is not closed properly, because there's plaque in the walls of the arteries, the valve, the blood's come back out.
Right.
So the man gets an erection, he goes in, but he can't keep it because the blood is not staying in the penis.
That makes a lot of sense.
Falls down the road, man. So what we do, we go to garlic. And if that's the problem,
Right.
there's a few herbs we can use there. We use ginkgo. We use another herb called Holland horse chestnut. We use another herb called lycium fruit, another herb called colenzonia. And that particular herb called colenzonia is very significant because colenzonia helps to deal with what we call vascular integrity, where it strengthens the veins. So that when the blood starts to flow, we start to move the plaque out, the vein can be strong to keep the blood flowing.
Exactly.
You follow what I'm saying, brother?
Right. So what timetable?
Cinnamon.
What timetable does that heal?
3 months.
3 months.
Yes, brother.
Which is not a long time to commit.
Also to build the sperm up at the same time. So these are the herbs we use. If the person have ED because of I said blockages, we use 15 peg of garlic, 10 lime with the skin on. Limes, not lemon.
Right.
We cut the lime in 4 pieces with the skin. We crush the garlic up, the 15 peg of the garlic, and we put it in a blender with purified water, with some ginger, and we blend it up for 10 seconds. And then we put it in a stainless steel pot and we simmer it for about 3 to 4 minutes. And then we strain that. And we drink that every day, 1 tequila glass per day. Every morning you drink a tequila glass. In about a month, in about a week, penis is like that.
That quickly.
That's quickly, man.
So this knowledge must not be known because the pharmaceutical industry obviously is pushing major drugs, especially with men. That's a major part of a man's esteem, his image. So there's a large market. So if you're interested in natural remedies, you have to reach out to brothers we have in our community that will give you knowledge about coming back to your own health and relieving yourself through diet and taking in a whole bunch of toxins and just putting you back on track to the kind of health that you should have never left. So we have brothers, healers like Patrick Dell. So again, his information will be continually brought up. We have to get this out. This old thing about repealing Obamacare. If we do what we got to do, we won't have to be running up in all these people's hospitals in the first place. So we got to connect with practitioners like the brother we have here. So now again, we said we had 3 things. We wanted to deal with women and the fibroids. We also want to deal with men and erectile dysfunction, just across the board, just poor diet, poor mental attitude. How do you get people motivated to start caring about themselves again?
Number one, we don't really need to take a booster to have sexual activity. I mean, we all get older, and these things do happen. You know what I mean? So we're not as diligent as before, but we could keep an erection without taking things like Viagra.
Right.
So there's a few herbs that people can use to help in the process by what we call building back the reproductive system.
Yes.
L-arginine is good.
L-arginine, right.
Very significant. You know what I mean? If you have heart trouble, you can use that.
Right.
That's contraindicated. We're looking at ginkgo, horse chestnut, lycium, ginger, cinnamon, and it could also mess with the penis too. If a person have diabetes,
that can
also mess with the
so
penis
it's a
too.
whole bunch of stuff.
Right. So you have to know if the person come to me and say you have diabetes, yes, then I have to give them herbs that will help with circulation. And while we're keeping the sugar levels down, working on the kidney and the heart.
Yes.
And that will help them in the process.
Okay.
And then that again is important.
Yes. Now, I totally understand the theory behind excessive use or depletion of the sexual drive, the sexual fluids. But I've heard and I've spoken to some specialists, or more importantly, some of my clients have specialists. I work with some wealthy people who fly to different parts of the world to get treatment. Now, one of the specialists that was working with a client of mine said a lot of times prostate problems develop. One side could be overactivity, but he says inactivity. Because for the most part, the average older man who even in a relationship, their frequency of sex begins to fall off. You'd be surprised. You can get couples sit here in front of you. They might be having sex once a week, once every 2 weeks. Some even almost have sexless relationships. So meaning that prostate can be so dormant till no fluid or no ejaculation is occurring. And they say that can set the stage also for various prostate ailments.
Well, not even prostate enlargement, but also prostatitis. Because prostatitis comes from no sex.
Right.
And that's where you have a lot of the older men having what we call prostate BPH.
Right, very
benign prostatitic hyperplasia.
Yes.
And that's because they have lack enough sex. Lots of men who have lots of children also, who abuse sex in the beginning.
Interesting.
They also came in with prostate troubles.
Okay.
Lots of STDs contribute to that too.
Yes.
See what I'm saying? Now, the prostate is not part of the urinary system, but it can cause you to have troubles in the urinary system because of where it's located.
Right.
It's right under the ureter. So usually when we get older, that's what the medical system says, that the prostate enlarge naturally. I don't believe that because mine not enlarged.
Right.
I'm 62.
Okay.
See? So if the prostate is not being fed certain things, especially zinc, because zinc is found in the thymus gland, right here, and it's also found in the prostate in abundance. See? If that particular mineral is deficient in the thymus gland, the thymus gland shrinks prematurely, and you get cancer faster. If that mineral is not found in the prostate gland either, the prostate gland gives you troubles long term. So the prostate needs zinc. So the prostate secretes prostatic fluid to send it into your testicles to have your sperm make good what we call velocity of the sperm. So if it's secreting the prostatic fluid, and as you said before in your statement a while ago, and it's not going anywhere, it backs back up in the prostate gland.
Yes.
And cause you to have trouble in the prostate. That's older men who have impotence. A second problem there is when you go to the bathroom, because the worst invention of the white man is the toilet bowl.
Interesting. Or how people sit on it, possibly.
Not supposed to sit.
Interesting.
Supposed to squat.
Yes. With
So,
the legs up nice
right.
and
So
high,
what we
right.
teach people to do now is to put a 1-foot stool.
Yes.
If you don't put a 1-foot stool in front of the toilet bowl, and you have a fecal matter as a man, but go to the bathroom. Over here, brother. Right here, the sigmoid colon.
Right.
If you don't squat, don't elevate your feet.
Right.
This part of the colon comes like this.
It becomes compressed. Right.
It compressed. And a lot of the waste seeps into the prostate gland and contaminated.
Exactly. The prostate.
Yeah. So that is one cause, again, of prostate enlargement or prostate cancer. If you squat, the sigmoid colon relaxes, and then automatically the waste comes out.
Right. Naturally. Gravity kicks in.
Exactly.
Everything takes place.
So lots of men have
Someone
troubles.
said a sister by the name of Key Love. She said, "Oh wow, he said he was 62 years old." See, we live right now.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Yeah, the brother is 62.
Go with that again.
62 years old, brother.
Yes, he's 62 years old.
Yeah.
What keeps you looking good like that, brother? Talk to the people. Let them know, man. You know.
Sure. He practices what he preaches.
I practice what I teach. I don't drink, I don't smoke. I eat once per day.
Oh, say that again.
I eat once per day. And I go to bed at least 7 o'clock at night. Let me explain something to you about the woman. Let me explain about the woman, right? When a woman grew up in a house with her mother and her father, she looks at how her mother feeds her father.
Very true.
Did you follow me now?
Yes.
And her mother feeds her father a heavy dinner at night. She learned from her mom, how to treat her husband. So what I say, well, I always say that, I will say, I'm not to disrespect women, but they kill us prematurely. Not being conscious of the fact that when they feed us at night, they're killing our penis. Follow me? So she learned to cook from her mother, because if mother have hypertension and mother teach daughter how to cook, daughter gonna get it too. It's called a genetic predisposition, not your genes now, as the medical system teaches us. So the daughter look at how her mother fed her father and come to her husband and say, you know what, they get They married at 21, feeding him 3 meals per day. He come home at night from work and he's feeding him a big plate of chicken and fish with gravies and pastas and
rice
and plantain. And he been eating that way for 20 years. And when he get to the age of 40, he can't have no erection no more.
Right.
Because she killed his circulation. Unconsciously.
Sure.
And that's why I don't eat at night. I go to
you
bed
have your last meal at
3 o'clock. That's it.
Yeah, your body is used to it.
Yeah, I'm doing that for almost 35 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the body heals when you're sleeping, man.
Yes, exactly.
So if you have common sense, if you have food sitting in the earth, which is your digestive system, and your body's supposed to heal when it's sleeping, and you have food sitting here trying to make your organs work,
Right,
how
exactly.
you going to stay well, man? You're
Right.
going to have some kind of troubles eventually.
Right. And the 1 meal a day, we know the work the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had did in transforming
That's right.
practically a generation. That was one of the first things
Yeah.
he put his followers on. And you saw their skin clear up. You saw their energy increase. So many of us are overworking our digestive system, keeping it clogged, constantly eating 3-4 meals, meat in every meal, dairy. So the body is going to break down at some point with that much.
And then your pancreas regenerates between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning.
Interesting.
And your liver regenerates between the hours of 1 and 3 in the morning.
So those
And
are
your-
vital hours.
And your kidney start picking up acids from your tissues between the hours of 3 to 4:30. That's why you must urinate in the morning.
I have a question from the Facebook.
Yes.
She says, Gary Styles. Ask him what foods to eat to lose weight.
Okay, weight loss foods.
Lots of vegetables. Lots of vegetables. An alkaline diet make you lose weight because it helps the thyroid to metabolize faster. And acid diet make you gain more weight because it slows down the function of the glands.
Very true. And you're going to have to move your body. You're going to have to move your body now.
Exercise.
Burn some calories because all that is extra storage. It's extra caloric intake that the body doesn't use. It's going to find a way to store it. But yes, those are good points on the nutrition.
Let's go to the atmosphere.
Yes.
This is the earth. This is the earth.
Yes.
The stomach is the earth. The pancreas is the earth.
Yes.
The pancreas is the most active gland in our digestive system. The pancreas is. Because it produces a lot of enzymes to break down the foods. So if they are the earth, and your liver is wood, your kidney is water, right?
Yes.
Your heart is fire, and your lung is metal. Where does wood come from? The earth.
Trees, right. The earth, yes.
Where does water come from?
The ocean.
The earth.
The earth, okay. Yes. True. It all.
The water you drink in your pipe come from the earth, man.
Right. True.
Where does fire come from? Volcanoes. The earth. Where does metal come from? The earth.
Yeah. Minerals.
So I'm saying.
Yep.
Right? Now if you contaminate the earth,
Yes.
which is the processing center, and the liver is wood, which come from the earth, the liver is the child. The kidney is water. The heart is fire.
Yes.
What out water? What out fire?
Water.
So your kidney control your heart.
Very true.
So if you have troubles in your kidney, the first place the trouble goes where? To your heart, man.
What about 3 days fast? They want to know about 3 days fast.
I go 21 day
How
fasting.
effective is that? Effective is
3 days is not good. 7 days is the best.
But I mean, just to start off.
Start off is 3 days.
Start off with
Then
3
5 days. And then 7 days.
Okay. Now that's like once a week or something like that.
Fast
Or
one day.
once a month?
1 day per week.
Okay.
Every Monday I fast.
Okay.
For 1 day, every Monday. And then every 6 weeks I do 21 days.
And on Monday, it's no food or juice fast
No,
or water fast?
just water
What kind?
alone.
Water alone?
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you minimize your physical activity on that day?
I don't jog.
So
Only
that's-
stretch.
Okay.
And
okay.
walk. Because they're going to put a strain on your heart.
Right,
man.
right.
You know what
Very
I'm
true.
saying? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Ask him about a seafood diet. What about a seafood diet?
Seafood diet.
Yeah. That means when you see food, you eat it. Man, tell them guys we ain't taking no comedic jokes up in here.
This is not a comedic
okay,
joke,
a seafood. Okay.
There's people out there that does eat. I eat fish, so come on, man.
Okay,
This is
yeah,
seafood
but I
diet.
tell you, shellfish we know is very high in cholesterol. But okay, seafood. A person wants a seafood diet.
All the scavengers are no good to eat. It's bottom line. Shrimp and all these lobsters and stuff.
Sanitation of the sea. Sanitation of the sea. They clean up the bottom. All the debris that goes to the bottom, that's what they feed on. And then you feed on it.
Yeah, the Father said nothing without scale. So, you know, and then all of a sudden now you have a lot of people burying in the sea. The sea is toxic just like the earth. So you have to look at deep water. If you're going to eat fish, you're going to have to eat deep water fish.
Right. And then mercury is the issue with fish because mankind has contaminated. Even when you do your best, an apple today is not as packed with the vitamins and nutrients that it was 30 years ago because the soil has been de-vitaminized. So,
especially of selenium.
Especially, yes.
Let me ask the doctor.
Okay.
What herbs are good for your eyes that have been compromised by high blood pressure?
Lycium fruit, bilberry, blueberry, chrysanthemum, because once you have trouble in your eye, you treat your liver. Because your liver have a lot to do with your eyes. If you have bad eye health, you got to treat your liver. Because of the filtering of the blood of that organ. See? These are herbs that we use, and there's another, we could use some blueberry extract. If there is pressure in the eyes, called a glaucoma in the medical system, we can use some herbs that have, or we call a help with what we call circulation to the eyes. A lot of people feel like the ginkgo is for your brain. But the ginkgo is also for your eyes. And then you have to use carotenoid foods that have a lot of carotenoids, because they act as free radical scavengers. So when you have eye troubles because of high blood pressure, because again the system is in balance. So we use all these herbs like ginkgo, bilberry, blueberry, lycium fruit, chrysanthemum, and then we use a herb called eyebright to wash the eyes, and then we use another herb called marigold that have lots of lutein that is found in the retina of the eyes. And if you keep the pressure down, your eyes repaired.
Yes.
But you can't have high blood pressure and want to fix your eyes.
Yes.
It's possible.
Real quick, can you give the people the information to contact you? How can they get a hold of you if they would like to purchase some of your products? Or you do consultations? What you say?
Consultations, yes.
Yeah, they have to go to the website.
Yes.
And then they will organize a consultation with a secretary, and then she'll give them the information. Yeah.
You want to give the website now?
Yeah, it's www.patrickdelves.com. www.patrickdelves.com.
And just to add, for those of you who are watching this live, you need to take full advantage of it. When we got here, it was a little delay before we got the interview. Why? Because his clients were lined up here to see him. Right. We've been hearing that there's usually a line outside the door. You know, when you are producing quality work, there will be a path to you. So if you are watching, this is the opportunity to get very critical information about holistic health. So keep the questions coming. And I don't know, do you take walk-ins? Do you want to give the address as well?
It's 3306 Church Avenue, and that's in Brooklyn, between New York Avenue and 34th Street. And I'm here till Wednesday.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, because you're going back home too?
Yes, I'm going back to Grenada on Wednesday, and I'm leaving for Canada on Friday.
Okay, so that's just a few days of those of you who are watching who are in New York and were touched by this information. You got 3 days. If there's any time left on his schedule, you might want to book a consultation to get down. This is your health. Your health is your wealth. I don't care how well your career is going. I don't care. You got the slamming marriage. You got the big house, the big car. Exactly. If your temple ain't right, if your health ain't right, none of that stuff will mean anything. So keep those questions coming.
I just want to say that a healthy nation going to be a productive nation. A sick nation can never be a healthy nation, brother.
Yes, Ashe. You got a question?
You could have all the cars and the big houses and all the rooms in your house. You don't have no health. You don't have no wealth.
You have nothing.
Trust me.
Yes.
All right. What can you eat to get high protein other than meat?
Nuts,
Exactly.
seeds,
Yes.
spirulina. Spirulina have 54% proteins.
Yes.
The only problem with a lot of the beans is they're very complicated food because they have starch and proteins together. That's why they give you gas. And it's not even a protein food. Beans and peas are starch foods. They have 70% starch and 30% protein. Right. So what I do, if you're going to use the protein from the beans and the peas, we soak the peas overnight, and then we put a little bit of pumpkin to bind it. It gets rid of the polysaccharides, so you don't get the gas from there.
Right. And please dispel a myth. People on this thing that red meat is this great source of protein, that they're not aware of how high in fat it is and all the other things from the uric acid that is released in the system when it's breaking down. So
Ammonia too.
Exactly. So dispel the meat issue that all you think, I gotta have meat. That's where my protein is coming from. It's a myth.
Well, you know, you go back in the beginning again. If you believe in a creator, which I do.
I do.
That's what I'm saying, brother.
Yes.
What diet he gave us in the beginning? He gave us a vegetarian diet. He didn't give us a meat diet, a flesh diet. He gave us a vegetarian diet. Because he knew for a fact that our intestinal tract, the small intestine, is 24 feet long, coiled up in the belly.
Yes. Yes.
So it don't break down protein, flesh protein properly. Because if you eat flesh, a cow, the cow protein takes 18 to 24 hours just to digest and move out of your system.
Yes. Yeah.
Fish take 12 hours.
They put it back. What kind of nuts in particular for the protein?
Walnuts.
Walnuts.
Yes, walnuts. Unless you're going to use the almonds in the nut in the shell,
Walnuts in the
don't
almonds.
use almonds at all.
Don't use almonds.
Unless it's in the shell. Interesting.
Oh, okay.
It become rancid. All them nuts in the bag, those are the garbage, man.
Don't use
They're full of rancidity. They're full of rancidity, man. They don't serve nothing.
How about raw cashews? I love raw cashews.
I'm not a cashew fan, but you know, if it's fresh, you know, if it's not,
fresh.
if it's in the shell, man.
If it's in the shell.
That's like peanuts. Peanuts is a bad nut to eat, and not even a nut; it's a pea.
That's up there, yeah.
See, they call it peanut.
Let me show them
Yeah.
this right here.
Okay.
I bought this because this struck my attention. Give me
Yes,
that mic.
yes.
Put it over there. This right here struck my attention when I came in here. This is lupus for lupus.
Yeah.
My niece has lupus.
Lupus blend, but you know when you
Now talk to me about the lupus.
lupus is an autoimmune disease.
The white man said that there's no cure.
That's all crap because he don't know what causes it. That's the reason why. If you don't know what causes the disease, how the hell you gonna cure it? So if you have high blood pressure, you come to me, and I can't find the cause of your high blood pressure. How am I gonna fix your high blood pressure? So if your high blood pressure is coming from your kidney, which could cause you to have high blood pressure because the kidney manufacturers are running. If I'm going to the kidney, which is the cause of your high blood pressure, I'm going to fix your high blood pressure now. If your high blood pressure is coming from the gallbladder, which have a meridian running to the heart, and I fix your gallbladder, I fix your pressure.
Right.
So lupus, cerebroderma, muscular dystrophy, myasthenia gravis,
Right.
RA, rheumatoid arthritis, they all come from one source, acidosis.
Acidosis, yes.
That's the cause of lupus.
Yeah.
Lupus is caused by phospholipids.
Phospholipids.
Okay.
Like a fat. Lipids is a fat. Yeah, and you can also Google that, phospholipids, to get more information.
All they have to do is go on my YouTube channel and look at the video I have on lupus and how to fix it, and they'll be amazed. And go on my website and see the people that we repaired with lupus and RA that they say couldn't repair it, and myasthenia gravis.
Right, but you know, this pharmaceutical medical industry is symptom management driven. It's not about cures. It's about keeping long-term customers. So again, to get cured, like he said, he gets to the source of it. You know, just put a Band-Aid on the things that are topical. You got to dig deep to find out why your body is giving you those negative symptoms in the first place.
Let me give you an example of lupus, right? The immune system is a balanced system, right? It comes in balance. Almost done, eh? Yeah. Done. The immune system comes balanced, yeah? And it will, the immune system will kill for us.
Ashe.
I want you to follow me, brother.
Yeah.
Our immune system is supposed to be our friend,
Yes. Our defender.
our defender. That's why God put it in us. To defend us against fungi, parasites, cancer cells, viruses. And if by any chance we get any one of them, we put another system there to kill them off. Cytotoxic cells, chemotoxins, natural killer cells, they are our bodies.
Phagocytes, yes.
Phagocytes, phagocytosis.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Once anything comes in, these guys supposed to kill them, murder.
Go to work.
I nearly told you you're going to use the word, man. Right, now. When you have lupus, it's because people abuse the reproductive, the earth. They abuse the earth, man. And when they have the earth full of acids and mucus and fats,
Yes.
which cause the organs to be bloated. Fat is an acid vampire to me. And it's about good fats. Good fats, a lot of good fats are no good for you either.
Interesting. Interesting. Yes.
Good fats, either good fats, but the good fats are no good for us either. There's a lot of it.
Right.
Especially around our age bracket.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying, brother?
Yes. Yes.
So you're eating all the food that have all the fats, and the organs become bloated with fats. And once your organs become bloated with fat, guess what happens to your cells? On a cellular level, these fats get into the cells and cause the cells to be acidic on a cellular level, and automatically your cell become overzealous, overactive, they call it in the medical system, and start to take your heart and your kidney as a foreign invader, or your tissues.
And it attacks itself.
And it attack them.
Yeah.
Because you wasn't treating it properly.
That is so deep. And we got the 8-minute sign, so we got about 8 more minutes. Any questions, get them in now, please.
Acid reflux. How do you cure acid reflux?
Well, there is 2 forms of it. One is called hyperchlorhydria, and one is called hypochlorhydria.
Right, at different points on the
Right.
esophagus.
Our age bracket, over 50 is hypo, under 50 is hyper. Because the older we get, we reproduce less acid in the stomach. If it's hyper, we use cooling bitters and warming bitters. Cooling bitters drop acid, warming bitters bring it back up. So we have to use orange peel, turmeric. We have to use...
Orange peel?
Yeah, that's a cooling bitter, man. It drop acids, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, you just chew it. Just chew the acid.
Just drink it as a tea, man.
Okay.
Don't throw the orange peel away, brother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meadow sweet, they're all herbs that help to drop acid. Fennel seed, if there is, the stomach is what we call overactive. We lose caminative there. If there is what we call ulcers in the stomach, we use the Mulson plants. But acid reflux come from how people combine their foods, like eating starches and protein together, man.
Yes, not properly combining.
Yeah.
And during our research, you said something that was so interesting to me. One of the first books I got my hands on when I was getting into health and fitness was Fit for Life. And one of the major tenets, they say, have your fruit before 12 in the morning.
Correct.
And I just put that in. Exactly. In our research, and you were very clear that fruit should be eaten between 11 and 5.
That's right, brother.
And the reason is because these are cooling.
They're cooling
things. You eat them
foods.
during the hot part
That's
of the day.
right, man.
I've been in this profession 30 plus years, and that philosophy had escaped me.
Because sugar goes up and out.
Yeah, you break things down in such a
Yeah,
way. That's
scientists.
why. Yeah, we are always in need of new and good voices to guide. So that 11 to 5 principle that crosses all age groups, or both genders. Everyone can benefit from adopting that.
Yes. And again, go back to acid reflux. If you eating and drinking at the same time, that's a bad habit.
Yes, very bad.
Eating and going down and sleep, that's a bad habit. So if you have acid reflux, you can't do that. That's principles you have to follow. Eating when you're angry at your man or your woman, leave that alone too. And eating and running, rushing is bad too.
Right.
Eating and standing is bad. In the older days, we used to be sitting at a table with our family.
Yes.
Now they have TV now, so everybody take a plate and go in the room and look at television.
Right.
And if you're eating and talk, if you're eating and talk, and you have food in your mouth, and you see a joke on television, you laugh.
You're choking.
All the air gets in. So you have to combine your foods properly.
Yes.
Do not mix a starch with a protein because they're both acids.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, what I want to do is I want to close out because we have someone here today that brought us here, that told us why it is important for us to come here, Sarnetta TV, Black News 102, because we have someone who is
That's his family doctor.
a family. He's a This is his family doctor right here. Get up for a minute. I want to let brother Daniel Allah sit down. Daniel Allah is the brother that introduced me to brother Patrick. And brother, you are now, he is your family doctor.
Right.
How did you meet this brother Daniel Allah?
Well, I found out about his cleanse. He has a cleanse online, a colon cleanse, which is very, very powerful. And so I saw the colon cleanse online, and I took the colon cleanse, and it was the best colon cleanser I ever had. And I've taken a lot of colon cleansers from Dr. Missions to different ones that are put out there by Sundial, so forth and so on. I've taken a lot of colon cleansers, but nothing was like the natural colon cleanse that he had. It was so powerful and so effective that everybody in my organization or my camp, we also did that colon cleanse as well. So when we found out that the brother was going to be in Brooklyn, I had to come and meet this brother. And ever since I met this brother has been my family doctor. He's been the doctor for my wife. You know what I'm saying? The medicines he gives me, I give to my children, so forth and so on. I've learned a lot from this brother. And I actually plan on going down to Grenada, where he is, where his laboratory is, and spending some time there to be healed more. Because all of us have something that's going on, whether you know it or not. You see, so I definitely need some time with this brother because he is a wealth of information. And we have to protect these men like Patrick Delves, these doctors, because there's only a few of them, and we see what's going on in the news with a lot of our holistic healers. We have to defend and protect and venerate brothers like these, because I'm telling you, man, they don't come along every day, man. This is a very, very special brother. You know.
Okay, brother. I want to say rest in peace to our brother Dr. Sabi. When you heard about Dr. Sabi, how did that affect you, my brother?
Man, Dr. Sabi, man, the king, man, you know what I'm saying? And it disturbed me a lot because that brother, you know, he had fixed AIDS and stuff. And we have also patients that had AIDS and they're well now too also. So that's a fact that AIDS can be repaired, okay? Right. All right? My problem with Dr. Sabi death was nobody told us he was in prison. Yes. And that's the problem. Right. Yeah. And because, for instance, if I get locked up in Grenada, lawyers will be over there trying to get me out, yes. And people will be kicking smoke.
Did you suspect foul play?
Yes, I did. And because before he died, before he went to prison, he made a video saying that his products was compromised, yes. By people around him.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, Marley said that your best friend could be your worst enemy, see? And a lot of the time we are betrayed by people around us. Malcolm, Marcus Garvey, Patrice Lumumba, Johnson Cara, Steve Biko. Yeah, they all were betrayed by people around them.
See that? He's not just a herbalist, he's a historian.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yeah, so you know when we found out that Dr. Sabi died, I'm saying why didn't they say to us that he was in prison, and when he died, you all came and said he died, but nobody took an autopsy.
Right.
And said he died from pneumonia.
That's right.
So that's kind of fishy. So you know the pharmaceutical companies are, man, you know. You start coming next to these people, man, they want to take you out. But you know, we have a protector called the Most High. And them can't do nothing unless the Most High ordain it to happen. Like Job, see? Right. Yeah, my brother. Yes.
So Daniela, do you have anything else you would like to say in closing, brother? And
yes.
then I want that brother to close out with something positive, some help for our people.
Listen, family, this is what we need right now. There's a lot of illnesses. I mean, we could be here all night because there's many illnesses that we didn't even talk about that I've talked to this brother about on my channel. But, you know, right now I'm on Sonetta's channel. I've talked to this brother about on my channel. We're talking about asthma. We're talking about every other block you have a dialysis center. It's like McDonald's, man, like the KFC. It's on every other corner. You have a dialysis center in our neighborhoods. It's a lot of problems with Maccabees TV. It's a lot of problems in our community, man, and we have to really find out about what's going on with our people and why are we so susceptible to all these diseases. And this brother's bringing a lot of great information. Like he said, we lost a giant in Dr. Sabi, but we do have other healers out here, and this brother's one. I know about Dr. Africa. I know about Mama Pill and everybody else that's out there doing what they do. Queen of Four as well. But this brother is definitely one of our healers, man. And when he's in Brooklyn, and it's not often, I make sure every time he's here, I make sure I come to Brooklyn and I see this. And this is something that we all in this room, you have brothers in here that's Israelites, you have brothers in here that's Kemetic, so forth and so on, but we can all agree, right, that all these issues are in our community. So this has nothing to do with ideology right now. This is about the health and the future of our people. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So this is very, very important. So don't look at me as being an Israelite right now. I know it's hard for some of y'all. Right. I know it's hard. But don't look at me as being an Israelite right now, right? But look at me as just being somebody. Right. Absolutely. But just look at me as somebody that's trying to utilize a resource that I found, you know what I'm saying, and share it with everybody, because at the end of the day, we all the same people, man. That's what this is about. All right, so with that, I want to shut my mouth and I want to let the doctor continue to speak and close out.
Yes.
Blessed love, you know, give thanks and praise to the Most High. Yes. You know, in my journey, you know, I learned that our people, you know, been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, Nobody wouldn't want to go through what we've been through, or African people have been through. They could talk as much as they want to talk. So my agenda is to come to my people first. That's where I go, man. That's why I stay in the Caribbean. Because our people are dying because of lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Because we were not taught how to use the foods to heal ourselves. And my mission is to go out and teach our people how to use the foods for medicine. Because that's why the most I created foods, man. For medicine, man. You know, not to kill us eventually. But we have a system, a shit system I call it, out here, that is out to demolish our people. Because, for instance, all the good foods is not in our neighborhood. Every dialysis center is popping up on each block in our neighborhood. A liquor store is there. A Chinese store is there. And all the foods they give our people, they don't eat it. So it's a plan to demolish our people. So my mission is to come to our people to save our people, teaching them how to eat the foods. And stop eating the next man diet and getting the next man disease. That is my mission. And when I finish my mission, I will fly away home. Yes, give thanks, you know.
And this Master Cleanser again is available up until Wednesday. If you want to see him personally, get here between now and Wednesday, because after Wednesday,
all the herbs that Patrick recommends are available here, 3306 Church Avenue in Brooklyn. All right, 3306 Church Avenue in Brooklyn. For those of you that's friends with me on Facebook, if you have any questions, you have a hard time getting a hold of him, you know, get a hold of me. I'm Daniel Benjamin on Facebook. Get a hold of me, and I'll reach out to the brother. I'll reach out to the brother for a lot of people. I can't reach out to him himself, you know what I'm saying, because we have a relationship. So I reach out. I don't want every single person calling the brother, because then he's going to be overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be too much. He's already overwhelmed now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just reach out to me, Daniel Benjamin on Facebook, and I'll do my best to ask the brother the question and get back to you, all right? So with that.
Do you sell colon cleanse? Here?
Yes, all cleanse is all in ambrosia. Yes, ambrosia head, and it's 3306.
okay.
3306 Church Avenue.
Okay.
And it's between 34th Street and New York Avenue.
Okay.
You can get your colon cleanse. We have stuff here for the lymphatic system. We have stuff for cancer. We have stuff for everything, man. And don't forget, we have to support our black businesses, man.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We're not no Macy's, we're not JCPenney, we're not none of them. We have to support our black businesses because we have to start to buy black.
Exactly. This is Black News 102. We've had a master healer in this gentleman. He's here until Wednesday. Come on down. Again, we got brother right here. He's going to make himself available through Facebook. You can get to him. He will help sort out the numbers and then funnel them right down here. See him before Wednesday. You know he touched you with some information. This is the man you have to come to get more of those facts. This is Black News 102 signing out. Thank you again for your viewership. We need your subscription. Remember, support black businesses, subscribe to black channels. That's the only way we're going to move forward and unify as one. Thank you again for tuning in.